isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
There might be some rain coming through. We expect rain soon. Rain is close. The session has been declared wet. No sign of this rain stopping. Rain is clearing up. Rain should be gone for now. Nothing but sunshine all day.
Okay, welcome back in, race fans. We missed this one last night due to vacation I was away. So we're going to cover it again this evening on replay file. So Welcome in. This is week 11 of 12 in the Apex This GT3 series. Drivers on track right now. Mid-Ohio is the location for round 11, and our drivers out there putting in qualifying laps right now. Mid-Ohio, it's a legendary circuit nestled in the hills of Lexington, Ohio. This iconic track has been thrilling motorsports fans since 1962 with its technical layout and scenic surroundings. The track actually features 13 corners. It stretches 2.258 miles or 3.6 kilometers, depending which side of the pond you're on. In its current configuration, it's a favorite among drivers for its mix of high-speed straights, elevation changes, and challenging turns like the Keyhole and Thunder Valley. It's been an IndyCar legacy track. It's been a staple in IndyCar series since 2007. The Mid-Ohio 200 is raced comes to Mid-Ohio every year on the IndyCar side of things. It also has a driving school. The Mid-Ohio School venue offers driving programs for amateurs and pros alike, making it a hub for learning and experience. Believe it or not, it can actually hold 75,000 spectators all around the track as they can vessel up on the various elevated mounds around the track. So that's our scene for tonight's, I guess you call it, scene of the crime for tonight's actions. Mid-Ohio will be the penultimate round in the Fixed Ferrari Challenge. I guess you can call it Ferrari GT. I think you can technically call it a GT3 car, although it's not based on the traditional GT3 platform. But we're on board here with Corey Mitchell. Corey going to move himself up into third place there that time with that lap. So nice showing by Corey. Not the season that Corey wanted in this one when he set out to start it. So we'll see if we can finish off the season with a bang here. On board with Oz Xulu. Oz, nice qualifying run by him right now, sitting in fourth place as it stands right now. Got himself tucked in nicely behind Corey Mitchell there, only 6/10 back of the leader, 3/10 back of Corey Mitchell. So let's take a quick look here at the schedule while we've got some time. Our drivers are still going around qualifying. So you see we started out at Red Bull Ring. Watkins Glen was a scene of round 2. Silverstone brought us round 3. Spa-Francorchamps, was round 4. The new track for this season, Shell V-Power at the Bend, was round 5. Autodromo Monza was round 6. That was on the combined layout with the oval and the road tracks. That was an interesting race there. Hungaroring in the Rain was round 7. Circuit of the Americas took us for round 8. Le Mans last couple weeks back in round 9. Last week saw us at Circuit Zandvoort, where drivers had a ton of challenging track situations there in turn 3. A lot of drivers losing the back end. Corey Mitchell, the aforementioned driver who's not having the season, remember for him, he lost the back end there as well. Mid-Ohio for this week, and then we're going to finish things off next week at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway 4, round number 12. So qualifying going, we got about a minute and 15 seconds left in qualifying. On board with Brian Zinn, one of our championship contenders coming to this one. Zinn right now, though, sitting back in 12th place in qualifying, not where he wants to be to take a stab at winning the championship this season. So we'll see if he's able to improve on that lap as he's heading into turn 8 and 9 right now. Also known as Thunder Valley section of the track, one of the more popular areas of the track. Really tough in these Fixed Ferrari Challenge cars. You're coming up over that hill, you really lose the downforce on the car. You can get real light coming through there. You have to make sure you hold on to the back end of the car. So Zinn wiggle a little bit. He's able to hold on to it into turn 12 and 13 now and across the line. We'll see if he's able to improve on his current 12th place position. So there he goes across the line, 122.2. He's going to move up one spot ahead of Aaron Sunday. It's going to put him into 11th place as it stands right now with 20 seconds to go in qualifying. That's going to do it. All of our drivers are off track. So we'll just wait for timing and scoring to click over, and then we'll have a look at our starting grid. But we should take a moment and mention our sponsor, Apex Sim Racing. You can find a discount code in the description as well as referral link. Apex Sim Racing sponsoring Apex This iRacing League this season. You can find yourself a nice 5% discount by using that code. We like to give back to those who are giving to us. So Apex Sim Racing, you can find wheels, pedals, button boxes, full rigs, seats, whatever you need for your sim racing adventures you can find with Apex Sim Racing. They also have their own Apex Sim Racing brand of button boxes and accessories too as well. So check them out. Again, you'll find the link to them in the description. as well as a nice little 5% discount code. So thank them again for sponsoring us this season. So there we go. The qualifying is over. Let's take a look here at how our grid is going to shape up in this one. Brian Lemke taking top spot just over Jesse Muir. Oh, actually, Jesse told me how to pronounce his name. I got to look it up. Corey Mitchell in third, Isaac Sulu in fourth, Sean Teeter in fifth, Brew Silva in sixth, Austin Ham in seventh, Paige Azeri in eighth. That's a new name this season, or this race as it is. Justin Atchison in ninth, Kent Kruger in 10th, Brian Zinn going to start in 11th with Aaron Sunday in 12th. We find Felipe Cox in 13th, Edgar Sanchinelli, another new name, in 14th. Welcome in, Edgar, and Troy Banks going to round out the field. So we'll just wait for our last couple cars to grid up. You see the grid getting ready in behind the Porsche pace car on the front stretch. Looks like we're doing a full pace lap here this evening, as they are just waiting for, looks like, Corey Mitchell to grid up. It doesn't look like Edgar Sanchinelli or Troy Banks are going to be joining us for this one, so unfortunate for them. Otherwise, we've got, looks like 13 drivers going to hit the grid for this one. This will be our traditional 40-minute race. Fuel is limited to 50%. Our drivers will have to make a pit stop at some point in time. As usual, they won't need to take on any tires. They'll just need a quick little splash of fuel to keep going till the end. So it'll be interesting to see if any of our drivers utilize the undercut. We actually had some drivers finally the last couple weeks, as I've been begging and pleading for somebody to attempt the undercut, just for an off-pace change of strategy to try and find a alternate way ahead of the cars in front of it. And it seems that it's worked a little bit the last couple weeks. So we'll see if any drivers again this week choose to employ it. Hopefully they do, because I think it was a ton of fun strategy wise. So just doing a quick little adjustment here. So again, long pace lap here, full course, or sorry, full track length for the pace lap. My drivers working their tires, get track temp, or sorry, get tires up to temp. Just take a look at our track conditions here, as I completely bypassed the weather earlier on. There we go. We've got 68-degree air temp, 79-degree Fahrenheit track temp, clear skies, 0% chance of rain. So a nice little Sunday evening drive our drivers had last night. For the most part, conditions, weather conditions, track conditions shouldn't be playing a role in this one. This is week 11 of 12, as I mentioned. Next week heads into week 13 of iRacing. That's where we see the new content that they've announced will be released. Some of those items will be the Aston Martin Vantage GT3, which a number of racers have been calling on for years, pleading iRacing to bring that to the service. That'll be coming, as well as the Mustang GT4 and the Indy NXT car, along with the Mexico F1 track. So nice content coming next season. Looking forward to it. But 2 more corners to go, and then we're getting underway with Brian Lemke and Jesse Muir leading the way. Here we go. Green, green, green. Away we go. Barney waving the red for the green flag. Brian Lemke going to hold on to his top qualifying position. Oh no, we got a wreck in behind Corey Mitchell. Looked like trying to squeeze it in between early on, and he's caused a massive wreck. We've got Corey Mitchell falling all the way to the back. Jesse Muir as well, all the way back. Not sure who that is with the front nose missing. I think that's Bruce Silva. It is. He got wrapped up in that one. Unfortunately, being this based on a replay file, we can't pull up the replays here without going back in time and getting stuck there. So see if maybe we can catch it at the end. We'll do the old makeshift rewind on it. But that's going to promote Sean Teeter up into second place. We've got a battle right now for third between Paige Azeri and Austin Ham. Azeri making their way around Ham. That's going to drop Ham back into fourth place and promote Azeri up into third. So newcomer Paige Azeri quickly making their way through the field, up 5 spots already. Sights set now on Sean Teeter in second place. While they battle in behind, Brian Lemke opening up a huge lead, got himself almost 1 second here as he's come around to finish up lap 1. So I mentioned Corey Mitchell, not the season that he wanted in this one. Tries to send it up the inside into turn 1 and ends in tears for Mitchell. We'll see if he's able to work his way back up. Our drivers do get a quick repair, or fast repair if you will be. Some people even call it a spare car. So a lot of our drivers are going to try and make it till they get into the pit window to drop in and get the repairs in their car. If they can still drive it, you don't really want to use it early on if you can still push the pace forward. But not sure how damaged Corey's car is because he has no wing on the back end of that car. Ozzik Zulu in behind him, missing the front end. So eventually, if you put those two cars together, you might have one full undamaged Ferrari challenge car here right now. One of the big band fact. Oh no, Austin Ham going around. He's going to lose the back end. Ham was our 4th place driver. We saw him battling with Paige Azeri. Unfortunately, that's going to drop him back to 11th place. It's a rough race for a number of our drivers here. That's going to promote Justin Atchin up into 4th place, up 5 spots from where he qualified. Ryan's in, Aaron Sunday, another couple drivers who are taking huge advantage of the mistakes of these other drivers ahead of them. Zin up 6 places into 5th. Aaron Sunday as well up 6 places into 6th place. The driver in behind them as well, Felipe Cox, up 6 places into 7th place. Kent Kruger ahead of him in, up 2 positions as well into 8th. And we got a number of drivers who've been involved in incidents early on, falling back into 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. We'll see if they can work together potentially and chase back up through the field. But up a little farther, we got Brian Zinn in the middle of this battle between he, Atchison up ahead, and Sunday in behind. It's our closest battle on track right now as our top 4 now open up about a 1.4 second amongst each other. See Atchison in that red Ferrari up ahead. Take a look back here from Justin Atchison's rear wing. You can see Zinn and Sunday in behind. Actually looks like Aaron Sunday closing in on Zinn. Zinn falling back a little bit off the back of Justin Atchison's tailpipe. Let's go on board here with Aaron Sunday as he's trying to push forward, trying to pressure Brian Zinn as they work through Thunder Valley. See cars dropping a left tire into the dirt there. I don't want to go any more off into the grass than that. They will lose the back end. In through the 12 and 13 section, really tricky section in these cars. They have very little downforce on them compared to a full-fledged GT3 machinery, so it's a difficult corner. Off camber, kind of blind into the second part of the corner, which leads into turn 13. So it's really easy to want to get back into the throttle a little quicker than you can. And again, with these Ferrari challenge cars not having much downforce of the rear end, not having much force placed on that rear drivetrain, they also have a ton of power, 700 horsepower in the Ferrari challenge car versus the F3 variants, which have, depending on BOP, somewhere between 500 to 600 horsepower and a lot more aero to hold that car on the track. But seen Aaron Sunday doing the best he can, trying to push forward to close down that gap on Brian Zinn. Unable to do it right now, but our leader, Brian Lemke, 1.3 seconds now over Sean Teeter. Lemke's been strong the last half of this season. Just a couple races to start the season. He's trying to make up for that as the season progresses here. And he's carrying on. Sean Teeter now is the dog trying to chase down the rabbit of Lemke up ahead. Still plenty of time in this one as we've got just under 35 minutes to go. Lemke going to head across to finish up lap 5. In behind Teeter, we have new driver Paige Azeri up 5 spots where they qualified to as well. 1.6 seconds over Justin Atchison in 4th place. It's a comfortable gap right now as Atchison's continuing to pull away from Zinn. As Zinn struggling to try and open up a gap between he and Aaron Sunday right now. Take a look at the last laps last time by for both Zinn and Sunday. Zin with a 122.45. Aaron Sunday 122.27. So that's what's keeping Aaron Sunday right tight on the back bumper of Zin. So he's faking a move to the inside, trying to make Zin think he might dive underneath him in the braking section of turn 4. Thinks better of it, trying to force a mistake out of Zin. Aaron Sunday doing everything he can right now to try and force a mistake on Brian Zinn, but so far Brian Zinn not buying it. Let's go on board here with Aaron Sunday. See him working the wheel through Thunder Valley. See a little bit of counter steer there. As I mentioned, the cars get loose up in that section and lose the back end. It's really tricky. We saw a couple drivers in practice. I was watching some of the practice while I was getting things set up, and they were struggling to keep the back end of the car in behind them through that section. As I mentioned, not a lot of downforce. It's also not a real high-speed corner where even if you had a lot of downforce, it really holds the car on track. So we'll see. Looks like Zinn's starting to put together a few quicker corners here now, opening up that gap over Aaron Sunday. So we've got Corey Mitchell already into the pits. He's going to opt to get that car repaired. So we'll see where he comes back out into the cycle of things. See if he can try and work his way back up front. See this battle still going on. Aaron Sunday trying to reel back in. He's staying within the draft, although the draft not strong on the Ferrari Challenge car. It's kind of surprising. The Ferrari Challenge car, not a great drafter, but go further back in the pack. We've got Kent Kruger falling to 9th, as Jesse's now gotten around him up into 8th place. He's got Felipe Cox just up ahead of him. One of our new drivers for this season. Felipe has been putting in some stronger showings week after week. Nice showing right now as he's sitting in 7th place. He's going to try and hold on to that position as Jesse's about to try and take that away. So keep an eye on this battle here and see how it progresses, as the battle between Zinn and Sunday kind of stagnant right now, holding steady at about 6/10. Oh, we see Felipe Cox can go off wide, off track. He's going to actually dive into the pits and take that opportunity to come in for the undercut here. That's going to promote Kent Kruger back up into 8th place. So now Kent Kruger going to need to put in a couple of hot laps to try and take advantage of that early pit from Felipe Cox. Is going to promote Bruce Silva up ahead of him too. As now Silva still driving around with front end damage on that car. So he might be another candidate as well to pop in early and see if he can get the damage fixed up on that car. No doubt that aero damage is going to be slowing him down a ton. So back to the battle between Zinn and Sunday. Oof. Aaron Sunday going wide into turn 5, trying an alternate line there. I don't know if that was really the way to do it. Looks like he lost a bit of time there on Zinn. Let's go. Zinn's on board looking back at Aaron Sunday. I give him credit, Aaron Sunday trying some different lines here, trying to force a mistake from Zinn or trying to find a little bit of extra pace to find a way around. It's like Aaron get real late on the brakes there for Aaron Sunday. Unfortunately for him, that's going to compromise his exit where Zinn can get back into the throttle a little quicker, and you see that gap opens back up. So see as they go down the front straight here, if Aaron Sunday able to utilize that draft, try and close in that gap on Brian Zinn up ahead. While we do that, I'm just quickly scanning through because I want to see. Jesse told me how to pronounce his name because I believe I've been mispronouncing it. For the majority of the season. I believe he said the G and the H are silent, if I remember correct. Mayor. Let me see if I can find it. Because I want to do I want to do it right. I want to get it right. See if I can find it. We'll keep looking at that, but right now is in getting loose. See if Aaron Sunday can capitalize. It's still our closest battle on track. The rest of the field now starting to open up huge gaps between them. Ryan Lemke with 2.7 seconds at a second place. Sean Teeter is in even with that little squirrely mistake, still holding steady about 8/10 ahead of Aaron Sunday. Brian Lemke, though, story of the day so far into this one, just over 11 minutes into the race, got himself up to a 2.6 second gap over Sean Teeter. Lemke was also our first driver to drop into the 1 minute 20 second lap times. Last time by 120.97. Just a little bit quicker than Sean Teeter's 121.15. So Teeter up 3 spots from where he qualified, but showing he has the pace to hang with Brian Lemke, our leader of the race and also pole sitter. So if Teeter can find another 10th or two, a simple mistake by Lemke could put Teeter right into this battle. Let's go on board here with Sean Teeter. See Brian Lemke trying to run away up ahead. Teeter doing the best he can through this tricky section. Try and hang with him. See how far the drivers have to go out to the left to arc it back in. It's a real late apex corner, but it's also a off camber corner too as well. So you're fighting the camber, fighting the grip level because you have to get out in the marbles. You see a lot of the marbles getting kicked up out there too as well. So drivers have to be leery of the grip levels, leery of the off camber, leery of the power of the the Ferrari challenge car. It's overall a tough combination here. Let's pop back to this, checking the battle between Zin and Sunday. Let's go on board here with Aaron Sunday. The ebbs and flows of this battle. Sunday gets to about right where he's been when we picked him back up, about 4/10. 3/10 or so is about as close as he's been able to get. He gets into that dirty air and just can't seem to find a way around Zin. Once he gets that close, Zin's able to pull back out ahead, but it looks like they're actually closing in on Justin Atchison. Is Atchison not too far ahead of these two now? Only 1.8 seconds ahead. Last time by Atchison with his quickest lap of the day, 121.93. So he's still pulling out ahead, but not really able to gap the battle between Zin and Sunday. As Paige Azeri in third place now, 2.92 seconds up ahead of Justin Atchison, but still 4 seconds back of Sean Teeter. So top 3, status quo right now. Lemke continues to open up that gap. Ran 3/10 quicker last time by than Sean Teeter. It's going to open up that gap even more for Lemke. So Lemke trying to put his stamp on the championship in this one. With one race to go, Indianapolis Road Course. It's one of those love it or hate it type tracks. Utilizes a little bit of the banking oval section. What is it? Because we're running reverse on the road section. So what would be turn 1 and I guess about half of maybe turn 2. So you're running backwards towards the start finish line, which would be what are we doing? Counterclockwise to what the Indy cars normally run. So you're running counterclockwise down the front straight, dive back in, and then there's a little road course section on the inside. You pop back out onto the banking into turn 2, then back off the banking to the infill section again, and then back up in what would be turn 1 and across start finish line. So it's an interesting track. It's not one of my favorites. I've never been a fan of rovals in general. Even Daytona, probably the most popular roval on the continent. Not a big fan. As we see Aaron Sunday pop in, he's going to try and undercut Brian Zinn. So when I speak of undercuts, Aaron Sunday going to come in before Brian Zinn. So what he's trying to do is get in, get his service, get back on the track, find some clean air, and try and run quicker laps than Brian Zinn. So when Zinn comes in for his service, Aaron Sunday will leapfrog him. So now we have to keep an eye on Brian Zinn. No doubt he's going to notice on his relative that Aaron Sunday has popped in, or his rearview mirror for that instance, that Aaron Sunday has popped in to get his service. So now it's time for Zinn to push forward, try and put in his hot laps for the day. He's doing so all while being caught by Jesse in behind. So Jesse, our driver that was involved in the lap 1 turn 1 incident where Corey Mitchell tried to get up in front, going 3 wide. Unfortunately took out Ozzik Sulu himself and Jesse Meager. So he's on a recovery run, got himself back up into 6th place, still 4 spots down from where he qualified. But so far, a nice showing. Doesn't look like that car really has any damage on it, so thankfully for him, he only lost the time and position for the most part. That car looks fairly clean. So Aaron Sunday, our top place driver who's come in for pits, is going to come back out in 9th place ahead of Felipe Cox. Felipe Cox a little ways away. He doesn't really have to worry much about him. Bruce Silva 8 seconds up the road. But the big question mark is, I said that Bruce Silva popping in for his pit service. So he's going to get that front bumper fixed. So see how he does once he comes back out. But Aaron Sunday in the pits for 30.76 seconds. That's cone to cone, including his pit stop. Brian Zinn right now is 23.8 seconds ahead of Aaron Sunday. So as it stands right now, Aaron Sunday has a good chance at taking that position away from Brian Zinn when he comes in. But again, we won't know until Zinn comes in for his service. Right now, Brian Zinn's starting to get a mirror full of Jesse Meager. With that gap down to under a second now, 9/10. At the meantime, Zinn also reeling in Justin Atchison. Atchison now only 1.7 seconds ahead of Zinn. Although last time by Atchison with a quicker lap time, he's still losing that gap to Zinn in behind. As he crosses the line now, we'll see what time Atchison puts in this time by. So 121.92 last time by for Atchison, 121.64 for Zinn. So that's your answer there about why that gap is closing. But now Zinn has a ton of pressure in behind. Let's go on board here with Zinn, taking a look back. 121.64 for Zinn last time, 121.11 for Jesse. So we saw the qualifying pace of these two drivers. Zinn starting towards the tail end of the drivers that qualified. Was able to capitalize on some others' mistakes on lap 1, got himself up into 5th place. Right now trying to hold on to that 5th place. We'll see if maybe Zinn pops in for his service now. See if he recognizes the pace difference between he and Jesse Meager. Try and relieve some pressure. As right now, if he's going to defend, he's going to lose time. That's the last thing he wants to do right now with Aaron Sunday popping in early. This is exactly what Aaron Sunday was hoping for. That Zinn would get involved in a battle and he'd be able to make up that time. Looks like Zinn going to go around another time. Right now, Aaron Sunday has clear track. Kent Kruger 13 seconds up the road, so Aaron Sunday doesn't have to worry about battling anybody. He can just put his head down, try and put in quali laps right now. And that's probably the best thing for him is right now Brian Zinn, his competitor, once pit cycles all get cycled through here, is in a battle to try and maintain 5th place. Let's take a look at our leader, Brian Lemke. Still holding a comfortable lead, 2.8 seconds over Sean Teeter. Teeter doing well to hang with him, actually ran a quicker lap than Lemke last time by. A 21.21 to a 21.36 for Lemke. So again, Teeter would love to see some kind of unforced mistake here by Lemke. Just something to get him a little squirrely, a little caught up a little bit, cost him a half a second to a second or so. That would put Teeter right back into the draft and potentially battling Lemke for top spot. New driver Page is there. He's sitting comfortable in 3rd place, 7 seconds back of Teeter, but still 2.8 seconds ahead of 4th place Justin Atchison. Atchison has that gap stabilized now over Zinn. Better lap this time by for Atchison. He's been able to stabilize that gap. Part of that probably due to Brian Zinn battling in behind, trying to hold off Jesse Meager as they're going to head into turn 1. Down the front straight into the keyhole, otherwise known as turn 2. Some tracks would actually call this 2 corners, so it's interesting the road or Mid-Ohio only calls it 1 corner. Down the back straight they go into this little kink here they actually call turn 3. So for what they make up for calling turn 2 1 turn where it could have been 2, I guess they make up for giving turn 3 a little bend in the road. But oh, little wiggle there by Jesse behind. That's going to give a little bit of breathing room to Brian Zinn. Jesse able to keep it on track though, so it's going to relieve some of the pressure Zinn might have been feeling. I say pressure though, but he's still closing in on Atchison now, just over 1 second. Justin Atchison getting a little squirrely through Thunder Valley. It's going to cost him a little bit of time here. See if he can get himself gathered back up and start to work back on that gap for he and Zinn. Atchison going to go around another time. Zinn going to go around another time. Jesse going to come in for his service. So interesting move here, recognizing that he has more pace than Zinn. If he can get out some clear air, no doubt he could probably leapfrog him. So see how that works through. So we saw Aaron Sunday going for the undercut, trying to leapfrog Brian Zinn. Now we have Jesse Meager undercutting, try and leapfrog Brian Zinn. So we get 2 drivers trying to utilize the undercut to get around Brian Zinn. So I'll have to see when Zinn comes in if he's able to hold on to that position. Because normally our drivers can run about 27, 28 minutes, depending on the track we're on and how much full throttle that track features. So 22, coming on the 23-minute mark. We've got maybe 1 to 2 more laps of fuel load here for our drivers where we need to see them in for service. We've got a battle farther back. Felipe Cox, Oz Exulu. Exulu's been in, gotten his repairs done, back on track. Oz Exulu down 7 spots. Not the race he envisioned when he put himself up into 4th place to start this one. Although he's going to try and take 1 spot back here from the Felipe Cox. This is actually a battle on track for position. Both of our drivers have come in for their service, so there's no trying to undercut or overcut the driver ahead or behind you here right now. This is a battle for position. Speaking of battle for position, Justin Atchison, that gap now is in 7 tenths now between them. Not sure if Atchison maybe pulled back the pace here a little bit to try and run an extra lap on fuel. That's a potential strategy here too as well. We'll only know that once they come in for their service. Right now Atchison holding on to that position. So they headed into turn 4 and 5. They come up and over the hill into the S's here. We'll see what that gap looks like as there goes Paige Azera. Atchison leading the way over Zinn as they head in through the S's. Up over Thunder Valley. Atchison able to open that gap back up a little bit through that section, up to 8 tenths now. Atchison going to go around another time. Zinn going to go around another lap too as well. Let's go back to this battle between Exulu and Cox. Cox able to open that gap up now to 9 tenths. Oz Exulu falling back a little bit. We know he had the qualifying pace. He needs to put in a couple qualifying laps here right now to close in that gap between he and Felipe Cox. Exulu getting later on the brakes, trying to close that gap in. Felipe Cox trying to hold that gap steady. Steady as she goes right now for Felipe. That's what he needs. Let's pop back up here to Atchison and Zinn. Atchison now found a little more pace. Got that gap now to 1.2 seconds. It's going to fall down a little bit as Zinn tried to late break into that corner and close up some of the gap. He did. He's got it back now to half a second. So in a matter of quarters, you can see how quickly that gap can dissipate. Atchison, as we came back on board, had 1.2 seconds over Brian Zinn. A little slower in and out of that section they call the S's. That's 4, 5, and 6. allowed Zin to close that gap right in as they head into turn 12 and 13. So both drivers going to go around one more time. It's as close as Zin's been right now to the back of Justin Atchison. The draft not strong in these Ferrari challenge cars, so I'm not sure how much. I'm not sure how much of a draft Zin's going to get here. So you see Justin Atchison going wide into turn 2, late apexing it, trying to maximize his run out of the corner. It looked like it worked well for him, opened up a couple tenths over Zin by using that strategy. Keep an eye in here though, this is last time where Zin was able to close in that gap in through turn 5, 6, 7, and 8. He really pushed the envelope, closed that gap on Atchison. See if he can do it again. He's got that gap down to 6 tenths again, taking about 2 or 3 tenths off Atchison. So we're seeing the ebbs and flows where one driver is a little quicker than the other through certain sectors. It's like the first half of the lap, Justin Atchison found a little more pace. Second half of the lap looks like it comes back to Brian Zinn. In through turn 11, now a 12 and 13 complex. Oh no, Atchison going off into the grass, he'll go wide. He's going to keep on track. That might have been the best opportunity for him to come into the pits, capitalize on that mistake. But he's going to go around again. That's going to promote Zinn up into 4th place. So we're still keeping an eye on when Brian Zinn comes in. Aaron Sunday and Jesse Meir, those are the 2 cars that have tried to undercut Brian Zinn. Right now, Jesse is 5.4 seconds ahead of Aaron in 8th place. Brian Zinn only 20.48 seconds ahead of Jesse. So I think Jesse will leapfrog Zinn, make him in for service. The real interesting thing will be to see whether Aaron Sunday can do so as well. Our leader, though, Brian Lemke, sitting pretty up front. He's got that gap now 4 seconds over Sean Teeter. A minute or 10, coming up on 10 minutes to go. As Lemke going to cross the line to start lap 22 with a 121.620. Nice lap by Lemke. Teeter answers back with a 121.88. So again, keeping on pace with Lemke, but just loses maybe a tenth or 2 each lap. And that's how that gap has been growing. So it would have been interesting to see if Sean Teeter maybe had a little better qualifying time and started maybe a row farther towards the front, but then he might have got involved with that turn 1 incident. But it would have been interesting to see if he would have started a little closer to Brian Lemke, if he would have been able to stay with him in the draft, and maybe we would have had a different story here up front. But right now, +3 on the day, nothing to shake a stick at for Sean Teeter. As well, Paige Azari, new driver, got themselves up into 3rd place, capitalizing on that incident early on, and just been sitting comfortable there right now. 8 seconds back of Sean Teeter in 2nd, and a comfortable 6.5 seconds ahead of Zinn in 4th. So still waiting for pit stops from all of our top 6 drivers. Kent Kruger being the final driver on track who hasn't pit. And then once they cycle through, we'll have a real idea of how this one's going to shape up towards the checker flag. So head back to Oz Exulu. He's managed to get around Felipe Cox. It looks like Cox had a little bit of an off track. That's going to allow Exulu to get around him. Next up on his list is Bruce Silva, who's been in, got his car repaired. He's back out on track. Unfortunately, still down 3 spots where he qualified. Again, another driver who was probably hoping for bigger and better things based on their qualifying position, but sometimes racing be like that. See Kent Kruger coming in for service. There's his lollipop man with his feet cemented into the concrete there, so he's not going anywhere quick. But Kent Kruger comes in for his service. Brian Zinn going to go around him one more time. All of our top 5 still out there. Atchison stays out. Zinn stays out. Azeri out. Teeter, Lemke. Bruce Silva back in for service again. So I wonder if he came in before his pit window was open to get that damage fix. That's going to allow Ozik Zulu to leap by. So Ozik Zulu going to gain back one more position from what he lost early on. Trying to make a good thing out of a bad start. Our leader Lemke going to go around for another lap too as well. So here we go. Zinn coming in for service. This is the interesting one. Looks like Atchison going to go around one more time. Jesse Meager heading into turn 11, 12, and 13 right now. So Zinn not in his box yet. Still heading down pit road. Now he's in his box. Jesse Meager heading onto the front straight. I think he's going to leapfrog Zinn. But will Aaron Sunday? Looks like Zinn going to get out ahead of Sunday. Sunday only heading into the final corner now. So Zinn will stay out front. Jesse's going to get by. He's going to drop Zinn down to 6th place. But he's within the draft window here of Jesse up ahead at 5th place. So we'll see if Zinn able to stay with him. We know Jesse's put in the quicker lap time. Started farther up in P3 to start this one. So see if Zinn can hold on. Aaron Sunday, though, doesn't look like the undercuts worked out for him this evening, as he's going to fall to 6.5 seconds back of Brian Zinn. So Sunday was unable to keep up the pace after that pit stop. His last lap 122.55, where Zinn's been running 121.59s. Sean Teeter, Paige Azeri in for their service too as well. Our leader Lemke around one more time. Lemke putting in fast laps and has also been able to really conserve his fuel here and eke out the fuel mileage. He's going to go one lap longer than the rest of the field as he's our final driver yet to pit. So hopefully he's calculated this correctly. He's got enough fuel to get himself into the pit road, into his stall and out. We saw him unfortunately have a fuel miscalculation. I believe it was Hungaroring in the last corner, cost himself a win. So he's heading into Thunder Valley here now to go on board with him. Hear if the car's spitting and sputtering at all. Into turn 11. And no doubt we'll see him duck off to the left here now to come in for his service. And there he comes. So he should easily pop back out ahead of Sean Teeter, being able to go that one extra lap on fuel. It's going to give him a substantially less lengthy time in the box here. So we are leader into his stall. Second place, Sean Teeter. Coming into turn 12, 13 now. Lemke already leaving his box. Back on track, exiting into turn 1. Here we go, Sean Teeter across the lines. Brian Lemke, 29.45. Cone to cone time for his pit stop over Sean Teeter's 30.11. So opening up that gap even further. So this race is Brian Lemke's to lose with, well, let's call it near about 5 minutes to go. And further back, we got a battle going on between Justin Atchison and Aaron Sunday, as Atchison as well was able to leapfrog ahead of Sunday through pit cycle. See these two varying lines though. Atchison going out wide into turn 2 and then he arcs it back in, trying to maximize his speed out of the corner, sacrificing some speed into the corner, which if you're going to do it, you're going to want to maximize the exit. So it looks like it's working well for him in this sector, and this is where we saw him able to pull ahead of Brian Zinn. But this section here is where Zinn would pull back that time. So we'll see if Aaron Sunday able to do the same thing. As they continue to battle, Aaron Sunday closing that gap. We saw it when Sunday closed in on Zinn at about the same distance. Once he got about half a second back, he wasn't able to push that extra half a second forward and make the move on Zinn. So see if he's able to capitalize here on Atchison. Is now he's got it to 3/10. Tight battle going on between these two drivers. Let's take a look back here from Justin Atchison's wing into turn one. We'll see what kind of run Aaron Sunday gets. Looks like not the turn one exit that Aaron Sunday wanted. He's going to fall back about half a second now off the back of Atchison. And again, we saw this is where Atchison's been at his best, exiting out of turn two. And again, he's going to open up that gap over Aaron Sunday. It's amazing how much extra pace Atchison gets out of turn two by really late apexing that corner. Aaron Sunday just doesn't have anything to offer at this point. He can get close enough here, but he needs to find a little extra pace on the front stretch and into turn, or out of turn two. Those two straights are what's losing him time here on Justin Atchison. Atchison just has that little bit quicker time through this section. It opens up a couple tenths over him each time. And it takes the rest of the lap for Aaron Sunday to try and pull that back in, close that gap. So they're going to cross the line with 2 to go. Oh, Aaron Sunday thinks about showing the nose up the inside. Wisely backs out to not force a collision amongst those two drivers. So it cost him a couple tenths though once he backed out of that position. Wise move though not to cause an accident amongst he and Atchison, but Atchison again went for the late apex out of turn 12 and 13 where Sunday was holding a little tighter apex. It works well out of turn 2. Doesn't seem to work that great out of turn 12 and 13 for Atchison. So see if this time by if he holds a little tighter arc through that section. Our leader though heading into 12 and 13 should be getting the white flag this time by. Let's see, there's our flag stand. There goes Brian Lemke. Barney on strike, doesn't want to wave the white flag, but this is going to be the final lap here for our drivers. Actually, no, maybe it won't be. Lemke crossed with just over a minute and a half to go. They're running 1 minute 20 seconds, so we might have 2 laps to go here now. Lemke pushing the pace. We'll see if our drivers have enough fuel. Jesse now just put in the quickest lap of the race, 120.68. Thinking right now what could have been for him. This is caught Paige Azeri. We're going to have a battle here for 3rd place. The clock the enemy right now. See if Azeri can hold on to this position. Not running slow lap times, 121.2 last time by for Azeri. Just Jesse Meager found some extra pace here with the low fuel load towards the end of the race. Our leader Brian Lemke into turn 12 and 13 again. This time we have to be getting white flag this time by. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it this time. Barney's still on strike. He's not waving it, but I can guarantee you this is the last lap this time by. Lemke holding that gap 3.95 seconds. Although slower lap this time by for Lemke, 121.63. Could it be a matter of he pushed the pace too much to run that extra lap and he might not have enough fuel here? Having to dial it back. Back to this battle for 3rd place. Paige Azeri into turn 2. Jesse Meager trying to find a way around. Get that gap down to 4 tenths. 3 tenths now as they exit out of turn 2. Check in on here. Aaron Sunday, Justin Atchison. They're still battling it out too as well. Atchison exiting out of turn 12 or turn 2. Ton of pace. Aaron Sunday going to drop a tire into the dirt. That's going to all but negate his chances. Back up front. About 5 more corners to go in this battle here. Zeri lead the way, but our leader, Brian Lemke, into the final 2 corners. He's going to come around and take the win here in the penultimate round at Mid-Ohio. Go, Brian Lemke, flag to flag, win for him. Back to the battle here for 3rd place. Azeri holding tough. Jesse trying to find a way around. Unfortunately, he's not going to do it. The clock is his nemesis right now. Across the line they go. Paige Azeri going to hold on to that position. Justin Atchling going to hold off the charge from Aaron Sunday, barring a mistake here into turn 13. There we go. Atchling going to hold on to 6th place. Aaron Sunday going to have to settle for 7th. Kent Kruger, nice day for him. Kept the car clean. He's going to bring it home in 8th place. Ozzik Sulu, what could have been for him. Started up front in 4th place. Going to bring it home in 9th. He'll regroup, try his luck again next week at Indianapolis. Bruce Silva had to come in for 2 services. One to get that front end fixed and then 1 for fuel. Going to bring it home in 10th place. And then our final driver on the lead lap. It's going to be Felipe Cox. And through turn 9 and 10, Thunder Valley. A couple more corners to go for Felipe, up 2 spots from where he qualified, so he's going to be happy to see that. Anytime you can go green on positions gained, he's going to finish it up on pit road. Across the line on pit road, and then we'll have this one official. We'll take a look at the final results. There we go. Okay, let's take a look at our final standings. Brian Lemke takes top spot from flag to flag, pole to pole, cone to cone, whatever you want to put it. He takes the win over Sean Teeter. Paige Azeri rounds out the podium. Jesse Meager in 4th. Brian Zinn in 5th. Justin Atchison in 6th. Aaron Sunday in 7th. Kent Kruger brings it home in 8th. Ozzik Sulu in 9th. Bruce Silva in 10th. Felipe Cox in 11th. Austin Ham in 12th. Corey Mitchell, Edgar Sancinelli, Troy Banks all did not see the checker flag. So, as I mentioned, this was a replay file, so we can't really look at the incident from turn 1, but we will do it the old school way here. So let's kind of cheat a little bit here. Everybody just kind of close your eyes for a minute. You're not seeing anything of what's happening. Let's go to Corey Mitchell's onboard here for lap 1. So we can get a idea of what happened here for the race start. Let's go chopper cam and let's back it up a little bit. There we go. Again, everybody close your eyes. You don't see any of the magic going on here. There we go. Let's take a look at what happened here at turn 1. So Corey was the red, white, and black machine. He's going to try and make it 3 wide into turn 1. Oh, no, sorry, it wasn't Corey. I take it back. It was Austin Ham who tried to make it 3 wide through there. So let's actually, again, pretend you're not seeing this. Normally we wouldn't do this on a broadcast, but this is a replay file, so we have no choice. It's Austin Ham who sticks it up 3 wide inside there, tries to dive bomb. And say Jesse Meager on the outside. He had no idea Ham was on the inside. Fortunate incident there. We'll have to see how the stewards rule that one. Generally, they frown on turn 1 incidents like that, so we'll see how it plays out here. But that's going to pretty much wrap this one up for us here at Mid-Ohio. As I mentioned, next week we head to Indianapolis. So looking forward to that one, rounding out the season. We'll catch us back here Sunday, the usual time, 8:45 Eastern, 7:45 Central. And we hope to see you all here again next week for Racer Nexus. I'm Rob Campbell, and we'll catch you later. Bye for now.